Hello friends, it's Candace and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a certain website, application. It starts with R. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it or if YouTube's going to be like, no. But it's going to be one of them r/ things. And I'm going to be reading, I got to try not to swirl around. I'm going to be reading from posts from r/RelationshipAdvice and just talking about them. Oh, and they're going to be related to piercings. I'd like to do more of these. If you have any other, like, I don't know, what is it called? Reddit group? Man, it's been a minute since I was, like, on Reddit. But if you have any other Reddit, like, forums, pages, whatever, that you want me to look up piercing and, like, have commentary, or tattoos and have commentary, feel free to leave that comment down below. Before I begin, don't forget to like this video, comment down below, and don't forget to share this with your friends, or just click share and press copy link, and that counts as engagement for me. So if you could do that, I would appreciate it. But anyway, let's just get right into it. Let me just turn on my screen record so I can capture the moment. I already have searched up from the page piercings. I haven't read any of them, and I don't think I've done this before. I know I've done a few things from the r/ the situations, but I don't think I've done piercings for relationship advice. So let's get going. I literally have no idea what to expect, but I'll just add my input. I, 18 male, absolutely despise my girlfriends. 18 female, new piercing. So my girlfriend just recently got a septum piercing. I knew I wouldn't like it. I told her I wouldn't like it, but if that's what she wants, then knock herself out, since it's none of my business. Problem is, I absolutely hate it. It makes me physically sick. I don't know what it is. It just looks so ugly and trashy, and it doesn't fit her, and I feel horrible, to the point that it might be a deal breaker for me. She loves it, and I don't know what to do. I feel like anything apart from shutting up about it is considered toxic. I don't have great communication skills, and I'm not good at talking in general. So the question is, how do I have that conversation? What shouldn't I say, and am I completely horrible for thinking this? Now, there's some degree of, like, scumbaggery. Like, you said she could get it. If you want to truly love someone selflessly, like if you actually love someone who you're with, and they're pretty young too, so I can see, like, maybe you don't know things that you like or don't like, specifically what you can tolerate. But if you want to do, like, if you're actually in love with someone and you care about them, I feel like tattoos and piercings alike shouldn't matter. Just because someone has something sparkly on their face shouldn't matter to if you like them. It's just an extremely shallow way of thinking about the person that you're supposedly in love with and that you care about, that you're supposed to be there for. And I think if you genuinely, like, hate it, I wouldn't try to sway her to take it out. You can be honest about your opinions. I don't know. I kind of, like, I'm a little, like, I'd be like, bye. I'm gonna do whatever makes me happy, and I would hope that she does the same and doesn't listen to, I hope she listens to you, but I hope she doesn't fall under pressure to do things to make you happy, because it's for her. It's her face, her nose, her septum piercing. One thing I will say is, if you or your partner generally, because I'm sure this person's not going to see this video, if you don't like piercings and your partner does like piercings, and they're going to get a piercing that you're not going to like, I feel like it's more important to be selfless and to love them no matter what. Sure, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Sure, you have to find your partner beautiful, but on the other hand, this is still them. It's kind of shallow to not like them just because they have a new piercing in their nose. I would say if someone gets a new septum piercing, frequently piercing shops or locations that many people go to don't have very good quality jewelry, don't have very nice looking jewelry, and even if they are good quality, sometimes they only offer starter jewelry that is not that attractive, or the cheapest jewelry is a less attractive to some people who don't like piercings, especially the bulkier circular barbells. Sometimes during a fresh piercing, a circular barbell is way bigger than it will be when it's healed, because you have to have room for swelling. Especially starter jewelry from like crappier places, they're gonna probably give you something with big balls, a big hoop, way bigger than you need. So if that's the case, I would ask your girlfriend or significant other, hey, like, when it heals, are you going to change it, or do you like this jewelry? Because they might not wear that jewelry forever. They might put something in once it's healed. You could even buy a piece of jewelry for them. They're not obligated to wear it, but you can buy something for them as a gift to be like, hey, I thought this was really pretty, or offer to buy something, like go to a piercer so the piercer can actually fit something for their nose properly. But you can buy jewelry that is prettier, daintier. A lot of people don't stick with just the circular barbell look. Now, a lot of people love it. I don't mind it. It's not for everyone though, especially people who don't like piercings. That's more of a heavy industrial, like, piercing kind of look. So there might be options out there that are way more subtle that you might actually like a little bit better. So my advice would be to just ask, hey, is this, like, were you gonna wear any other jewelry once it heals? Like, what styles were you looking at? Like, oh, I want to buy something for you. Or you can even be open, like, I don't like how bulky this one is, like, so that way you're not talking them out of the piercing that they really wanted, but you can kind of say, like, hey, like, don't push them to do anything, but you can suggest, like, hey, would you want something that's, like, a little bit daintier, a little smaller once that heals? Offer to buy it for them, because that way you're giving them something, it's a gift, maybe for selfish reasons, but they can also get new jewelry that's prettier than the one that they got pierced with that they might not like. But people might like the piercing they got. They might like the starter jewelry that they started with. They might not want to change it, and that's fine too. And if it's not cool with you, I don't know why, because septum piercings, I feel like after a minute they blend in. You're not going to notice it. So, like, by the time it heals, you'll probably be used to it. By the time it heals, you'll probably be used to it, and you won't even care. So I would just wait it out, stick it out, offer to buy jewelry if you can. Just ask, like, hey, were you always gonna wear this type of jewelry? Maybe suggest, because even circular barbells, they might start at a bigger size depending on the type of piercer you go to. But there might be other options out there, like even just a smaller circular barbell, even if they do like that look. But all you can do is ask, and don't pressure your significant other to change who they are. Let's just do one more and call it a video. My 30 female husband, 30M male, doesn't want me to get a nose piercing, but I really want one. Should I not get one because he finds them unattractive? I got things to say. Let me just read it. He has never specifically forbade me from doing anything aesthetically to my body, nor would he ever, but he repeatedly mentions how he finds nose piercings and any facial piercings to be unattractive whenever I bring up the fact that I'm thinking about getting one. I've always wanted, I told my sister I was filming videos, and she's texting me being like, I can't wait to see it. I'm like, I'm trying. But anyway, let me finish reading. I've always wanted to have lots of piercings, but have stopped before getting any because of his opinion on them. So many ofs. Same. He would not divorce me or stop being affectionate with me if I got piercings. Would it be wrong to get facial piercings despite his opinion? This is a great one. I can answer this one. Maybe I can even do another one after this, because this one was so fast. My answer would be, do what makes you happy, especially if he's not going to divorce you, if he doesn't seem like he will be too butthurt. He might be butthurt at the beginning. He'll be like, but like I was saying earlier, if they truly love you, they won't care. They won't notice it. If anything, they'll like that you're happy. They should like that you're happy for it. Like, you should be like, look, I got a piercing. Like, excited about it. Then you got cute jewelry. Make sure you get good quality, because then it'll be even cuter, in my opinion. but you have to do what makes you happy, because if you live for other people, you won't have the happiness for yourself. And like, it's one thing to make them happy. All you do, I assume, is make your partner happy. That's what, like, most people who have partners, like, their main goal in the relationship is to make the other person happy. That's what it should be anyway. So I'm sure you already do so much to make him happy. Don't forget to make yourself happy too. He's gonna think you're beautiful regardless, especially if it's just a nostril piercing. Like, it's the septums that people really don't like. A nostril piercing, those fade into the background in a good way, like where it just adds the little gem you wanted, the hoop you wanted, but it's not too obnoxious. It's not as in your face as like a septum piercing or like lip piercings or an eyebrow piercing. A nose piercing, like a nostril piercing, is the most socially accepted piercing, in my opinion, besides an earlobe. No one will think twice. Nobody will think twice. Depending on the quality of jewelry, like how dainty it is, like, because usually bad quality jewelry, like, it's just a little bulkier in general. That's very generalization. But if you get nice jewelry, it might be subtle enough that, like, they might not even notice at first, or it might take them a while, you know? It depends on what you get and everything, and, like, I would hope they're attentive enough to notice, but it is not going to stand out in the way that you think, especially once it heals and settles down. He will get used to it, and he won't care. If he is upset at all, it'll be for, like, 5 minutes of the rest of your life, I swear. And if it's a bigger problem, he can get over it, right? But you gotta do things for yourself. Otherwise, you'll have resentment towards your partner, in my opinion. I think if you do things, and like, I feel like I've been swayed by that before, and not because anyone forced me to do anything. I asked I think before I got any facial piercings at all, I was asking my boyfriend, because I was on the fence. I was like, what do you think? And he just said that he didn't like them. And not that he was telling me not to get it, but he said that he wouldn't like it or something like that. And I was like, okay. So I let his opinion sway what I did for months. And I just think like a paired nostril looks like, it just looks cute. Like, it just looks like you look like a pierced person. Like, that's like standard piercing for people who get piercings, right? Like, it's one of the basics, one of the best. So for months I was like, oh, but I shouldn't, because I was back and forth myself, like, on getting any facial piercing. I didn't have any. I think maybe I had my septum, I don't remember. But my septum at that point, I was flipping up. I never wore it down, not for him, just for myself. I just wanted the piercing, but I didn't really care to show it that much, like, especially like just a circular barbell. Like, I don't really like that look that much, for myself anyway. But so I was on the fence of like getting my first visible facial piercing anyway, so I let his opinion also like go with my like hesitancy, and I let it hold me back, like. But then once I finally got it, I was like, I don't care. Like, I know he loves me and he'll just accept me no matter what. He gets grumpy sometimes, so he was maybe going to look a little grumpy. Not like, I don't know why I'm doing that. But he'll probably get grumpy, doesn't like change. He'll be like, ah. But like literally like 15 minutes later, he's like, it's actually cute. Like, you're actually so cute. Like, he thinks I'm cute and he likes it. And like, I'm probably cheesing because I got a fresh new piercing and I'm excited about it. Like, there's nothing, if it's a true, solid, good relationship, I believe that nothing that you do in terms of getting a piercing should affect that. You know, like, as long as you're doing it safely and you're doing your research, and if you have, like I said, done your research to the point where you know what to expect, you're being responsible about it. If your partner doesn't like that, let them be mad, and they'll either get over it or you'll have lost, like, the dead weight, like the thing that's holding you back from just like being yourself and being happy. But I believe that if he really loves you and he's your husband, he probably won't care. Like, once it's done, settled in, he'll think it's cute. That's my opinion. Let's do one more. I know I said one more before, but that one was kind of short, even though I still talked for a while. Okay, this is the last one. My 23 female, ex-23 female, wants to get back together after breaking up with me because of my new piercing. Ooh, this one's juicy. We just started being long distance a month ago, after living together for 3 months. I spontaneously got a nose piercing, and he reacted in a way I didn't expect. He didn't ask for a picture and immediately told me he doesn't like piercings and he's hurt that I didn't ask for his advice. When I asked him why he thinks I needed to ask him, he said, because it changes your appearance and everyone has a different opinion on that. When I asked him if he would abstain from changing his appearance if I said I didn't like something, he acted immaturely by saying he doesn't want to talk about it and I can do whatever I want. Interesting. He didn't talk to me for 5 days. And I got angry because I felt like I was being punished for doing nothing wrong. When I finally texted him and told him I will ask for his opinion only when I genuinely am interested. Only when I genuinely am interested in it, and that his way of dealing with this conflict has upset me. He said he doesn't want to be with a woman who is prone to spontaneous actions and talks disrespectfully to her man. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'll remember all the topics to talk about. I decided to move on and unfollowed him everywhere. A week after the breakup, he asked if we can talk, and after I ignored this message, he started bombarding me with messages and calls. He apologized and told me it just hurt him that I didn't think about him, that in his idea of the relationship, partners always keep each other in mind. That was weirdly worded. Maybe I just read it weird. He also said, I can be hot-tempered, and he doesn't understand how I can get so cold after an argument and just unfollow him. But he did the same thing by not messaging back for 5 days. Anyway, it pissed me off how he was downplaying him breaking up with me. He condescendingly implied if you broke up with someone, you can't be mad when they block you. That's outrageous. It pissed me off how he was downplaying him breaking up with me. He condescendingly implied my friend who did the piercing is a bad influence. Well, if your friend isn't a piercer, then they kind of are a bad influence. And that our connection, I'm not gonna lie, and that our connection deserves work, which is quite ironic. I also noticed he followed my male friend. I've spent one... Didn't they both say female? Interesting. I also noticed he followed my male friend I spent one summer with in 2021 and no longer follow him. God knows why. This is drama that is not related to why you broke up. This is just stupid and petty. I'm very confused. I feel like I'm being manipulated and that I'm being too harsh at the same time. You blocked him. If he unfollows one of your friends, who cares? He's trying to get back together with you. Sorry. I have things to say about him too, but this is such a stupid point. You broke up, you unfollowed him, and he unfriended your friend. Why is that something to bring up? I'm very confused. I feel like I'm being manipulated and that I'm being too harsh at the same time. Everything was going very good before this incident. Can I get some advice? He didn't ask for a picture, immediately told me he doesn't like piercings. He's hurt that I didn't ask for his advice. I don't think you need to ask for permission to get a piercing. I think if it was me, I would probably have at least alluded to the fact that I would have wanted a piercing. But like I said, it's your body. I think similar to one of the previous ones, I think maybe you possibly didn't think that it would have affected him so much, so you think it's insignificant, but then he feels like you don't care about his opinion. Just think of it from his perspective. Not only, it's kind of harsh and really rude to be oh, I gotta look at you if I don't think it's pretty, whatever, but on the other hand, think of his perspective of he finds out after you do something to change your face. Now, and it's just a piercing, it's not actually a big deal. He shouldn't be this dramatic, but if he's someone who doesn't like change, maybe he felt blindsided that you didn't ask him at all. If you just became... So I think it's interesting that you went to long distance after living together, so there's probably other things in the relationship that have come up that maybe he's insecure about things already. you just moved out, maybe he feels less close with you, and I can imagine that then being blindsided with something that's not really that big of a deal, and after a while you can tell that he came around. I'm so bad for always being devil's advocate, but this is advice, so I'm not taking any sides. I don't think one person's wrong or the other. I'm just saying his perspective. Maybe he felt blindsided, like you don't care about his opinion at all to even ask. And he probably already feels more distant from you since you aren't living together anymore. I can't imagine the type of strain that living together, right? Living together and then switching from living together to being long distance but still trying to maintain the same relationship. I can't imagine the stress that both of you are under, but then to just go and do something in his mind so drastic without even talking to him about it in the first place. Like, I'm sure if you lived together, he probably, my guess is that he would have found out before you even went to do that. Or you guys would have still been close enough, seeing each other every day, that it wouldn't have just added on to the distance that he feels in the relationship. So I don't know all that he said. I don't know what he said in the past. Only you know him and how he acts. But if you love him and you don't think he did anything too harsh to you, and he doesn't usually do anything too harsh, if he was just being a whiny baby because, one, maybe he doesn't like change, and two, like, think of the perspective of him being blindsided after he's probably not feeling close with you. I would just think of that when you approach what to do. I don't know if you should or shouldn't take him back. That's definitely up to you, and I wouldn't blame you if you don't want to take him back. I really think it's despicable if someone wants their partner to change who they are. If I want to go and get a piercing, I'm not going to ask permission, but I might ask for advice, like, what do you think? But I've also been like, what do you think? And then when I'm like, well, I'm gonna get it anyway, I just want to like let you know, like, that can make someone upset too. So I could see if you knew that something like that might happen and you didn't want to bring it up ahead of time, because it's easier to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. Because if he said, no, I would hate it, and you got it anyway, that would open up a different kind of can of worms, you know? Like, then it would be like, I can't believe you would do that, why did you even ask me, type of thing. So it really depends. I can definitely see his point of view, and I wouldn't, depending on everything that he did and spoke to you before, I wouldn't fault him too much about him being upset about what happened. I tend to be like pretty harsh, so like the thing about like asking for your opinion when I'm genuinely interested in it, I don't know, I guess everyone's relationship is different, but I ask for everyone's opinion, like, on everything, like, all the time. I just like that moral support. I like that extra person to validate, like, what I'm doing, what I think is right. So I guess I just don't really get that part of, like, not asking for your partner. This is supposed to be your boyfriend. Even if you just moved out to long distance, that bodes even more for, like, you should care about communicating with him. I don't know. I feel like I might get some hate for... I'm not really taking sides. I don't know what he said. I don't know how much he hurt you. How much is it out of the norm? I would be very mad if someone didn't talk to me for 5 days. But I'm also kind of a sucker, and if I love someone, I'll probably be like, I forgive you, but you can't do that crap again, type of thing. But I don't know. But so definitely be strong and stick up for what you think is right. I'm sure plenty of other people gave advice. Yeah, this was 37 days ago. So they're probably back together or fully broken up forever by now. But when you go to get a piercing, just generally people, just think of how you would feel if your partner did something similar. Like, they went and did something without telling you beforehand. Like, whenever my boyfriend shaves off his beard, I'm like, I didn't even get to say goodbye. Like, now, and that's kind of temporary, but so is a piercing, kind of. It doesn't really change how you look, but it changes how you look. Like, if your partner has like super long hair and they want to chop it all off, I feel like it's fair to at least want to know about it beforehand, even if you don't care about what their opinion is, you know? But I guess this is definitely for relationship advice. Like, you need open communication with your partner, where even if you don't ask for permission, which I don't think you should ask for permission for a piercing, you can still have open communication with your partner without asking permission, so that they don't feel blindsided and neglected from your actions of just taking care of yourself, you know? But anyway, definitely feel free to comment down below if you think I'm way off base. I love hearing new perspectives. Like, you always see me like going into other people's perspectives and mentalities. So I would definitely love to hear yours. I try to remain like pretty objective about things. So if I can help someone see a different point of view, I feel like the different point of view is very valuable, because we all have different perspectives. We all have been brung up in different ways. What is nothing to you and insignificant to you might be the whole world to someone else. And even if it's just a piercing, that is like, it's just a piercing, it's stupid. But that's the same as saying like, why do you even want that stupid thing? I don't know. I just want it. It will just make me happy. Why don't you like it? It's so... Everyone has a different perspective. I think it's fair, especially if it's like with a relationship. Be open with your partner. They shouldn't dictate what you do, but they are allowed to have their opinion, and you are allowed, if you want, to let their opinion sway what you do, and just like take advice from that. Take advice in general from the person who you love and who you potentially want to commit the rest of your life to, kind of thing. Communication. Communication is the most important part with all of this. I don't even remember all the other ones I talked about besides the last one. But anyway, I want to say don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on both of my Instagrams. My personal Instagram, where you can send me piercing related content, anything you want me to react to, I'm open to that. Or my tattoo Instagram. Don't send me a bunch of random crap on there. But if you want a tattoo, feel free to message me for a tattoo, or just follow along and like my posts and like just help my engagement. I would really appreciate it. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I love ya. See you in the next one. Bye. Oh, it's hot in here. Okay. I should stop. Okay, I'm stopping it now. Excuse me. It's like after talking so long, I always have to burp. Oh, excuse me. Okay.